Hi, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Katharine, and in today's video we're going grocery shopping. I did one grocery shopping trip on my YouTube channel before where I went to Trader Joe's, but in today's video it's not going to be anything fancy like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. It's going to be my handy dandy local market basket. For those who don't know, Market Basket is like a very well-known grocery store in New England, and it's known for its affordable prices, and that's mostly where I shop for groceries. In terms of my last video going grocery shopping, the only reason I really went to Trader Joe's was because I was in the area and it was convenient for me to go to Trader Joe's at the time. The closest like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's is like 30 minutes from me. My hometown and where I live is very far from like basically everything. We do have like the basics like gas stations and grocery stores and things like that, but in terms of like chain type stores and things to do, there's not much around here. You would have to drive at least 30 minutes to go do anything really. Like the closest mall is 30 minutes from me, the closest Target is 30 minutes from me, the closest Walmart is 30 minutes from me, the closest AMC movie theater is 30 minutes from me. We do have like a small local like cinema, but it only has 3 theaters, and I personally don't like going there just because it's very old and it always has a distinct smell to it. So I don't typically like going there because, for one, they don't have like a large selection of movies to watch there. And secondly, I just like feel gross every time I leave there, and I just like don't want to feel gross walking out of a movie theater. So I just want to go to the grocery store today, pick up some things. I wanted to bring you along today specifically because I do need things for breakfast, lunch, and dinners. So I thought that would be a cool thing for me to show you, since it's kind of like a culmination of like everything that I need. And I've been wanting to do a grocery shopping trip like this again because my last video to Trader Joe's was so popular. I don't know if it was because I went to Trader Joe's, but I think people like watching like grocery shopping like trips and hauls in general, like no matter where you go. So hopefully you guys like it, and hopefully it gives you some ideas of like what you can make for breakfast, lunches, and dinners. I'm not going to be cooking any of these meals in this video. I'm just going to simply show you what I'm getting and then like giving you a rough idea of like what each item is going to be used for in my breakfast, lunches, or dinners. For those who don't know, I have lost about 100 pounds. I'll put a photo so that you can see like the difference. I went from around like 230 pounds to like 130 pounds-ish. So around 95, 100 pounds I lost. So I definitely want to keep the weight off because I think it's just the healthiest thing for me to do. Nutrition is such a key aspect of being healthy, like not just losing weight, but just being healthy in general. You can exercise all you want, and I commend anyone who works out. I think everyone should work out, like even if it's just as simple as going on a walk. You should want to move your body because that's what our bodies have been designed to do. But a lot of being healthy also plays into what we put into our bodies as well, our nutrition, what we eat. So I hope that this video helps you give ideas of like healthy things that you could eat. I have this thing where I get hyper fixated on meals, and like if I like something I will eat it until I get sick of it. But a lot of these things like I honestly could never really get sick of. So a few things that I'm on the lookout for is items to make avocado toast with eggs on it. So I'm going to be buying some eggs and stuff to make avocado toast, like bread and avocados, obviously. And then I'm also on the lookout for things to make either like a yogurt bowl or a pancake bowl or like an oatmeal bowl. So I kind of go interchangeably between those 3 specifically, just depending on how I'm feeling. I usually go for like plain Greek yogurt with the full fat in it. I never do like fat-free or like 2% fat or like 5% fat, something like that, because usually when they're taking away fat, they're usually adding different additives to the yogurt to make it so that it's less fatty. And there's nothing wrong with having fat in food. Like, there's a difference between having good fats and bad fats. For example, avocados tend to be high in fat, but like they're also like really good for you. It's a freaking vegetable, okay? So I usually try to go for like rolled oats if I were to do oatmeal. I don't like the individually packed flavored oatmeal. And then to bring some flavor to the plain yogurt and the rolled oats, I usually like stir in either peanut butter or put fresh berries on top just to give it more of a sweeter or nuttier taste. And then for the pancake bowls, I usually use Kodiak pancakes, the pancake mix. And what I do is I simply just put it in a microwavable bowl and mix it with some water and add some peanut butter to the mix, and then add some like mini chocolate chips and some sort of frozen fruit on top, and that's like the pancake bowl. So I usually go in between like those 4 types of breakfasts. So it's the avocado toast with like eggs on top, either hard boiled or fried. And then I do something similar where it's either like an oatmeal bowl, a yogurt bowl, or a pancake bowl. And those always have like some sort of fruit or peanut butter or almond butter or some sort of like nuts or chocolate chips on top. You can really specialize it, not specialize, maybe, no, personalize it to however you want your bowl to look like in any 3 of those scenarios for breakfast. And then for lunches, I try to make it as simple as possible because lunches I typically bring to work with me. So something that could easily be heated up in a microwave or just eaten as is. So I like to make things like salads or wraps or things of that nature, even soup that can be heated up. So I'm going to try to keep an eye out for things like that at the grocery store for lunches. And then for dinners, I usually like to have something a little bit heartier because I usually work out at night after work. I usually go to the gym, or I go on a run. So after I go on a run or I go to the gym, I usually like to have something a little bit with more like sustenance. So I'll usually do like some sort of like a stir fry inspired dish where I do like rice or quinoa with vegetables and some sort of protein, either like chicken or steak or I don't even know, pork, things like that. Any sort of protein that I'm feeling, I'll put in there. Sometimes I like to switch up my lunches and dinners, so sometimes if I'm feeling like something more hearty during lunch, I'll switch that to lunch and then have like a salad with some sort of protein on top, like chicken or something. But yeah, that's kind of like what I'm on the lookout for today, is like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Those are just some ideas that I have in mind for what I'm looking at the grocery store today. Like I mentioned, I'm going to Market Basket. So that is a very well-known grocery store in New England. So let's go ahead there. They have some really good prices and a great selection of food. So let's head over there now. I can't even speak. It's too early in the morning. Let's just go. So I'm clearly back from Market Basket, the grocery store, and I'm about to show you what I got. As I mentioned before, I'm not going to be showing you like how I'm making all of these meals, but because I do need things for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I thought I would just share you like a haul of what I got at Market Basket, the grocery store, and explain to you like what item is for what. So let's just dive right in, and hopefully this gives you inspiration for making healthy meals for you as well. So let's get into this. So I got 2 packages of chicken breast tenderloins because one package is going to be for salads and one is going to be for like a stir-fry meal. Salads are going to be for lunch and the stir-fry meal is going to be for dinner. Some red onions for the salads, some cauliflower and broccoli for the stir-fry. I'm also going to be making some like yogurt bowls for breakfast. This is my cat Lucy. She's very excited that I got some groceries. But anyway, I got some cherries to go on top of the yogurt bowl. I love cherries and they're so delicious and great toppers for yogurt bowls, especially because I buy plain Greek yogurt. I usually tend to find it a little bit like sour tasting, or just that plain Greek yogurt taste, if you know what I'm talking about. So the fruit definitely like sweetens it a little bit. I also like to put honey on the yogurt bowls too. I already have that in my pantry, so I didn't have to buy it today, but thought I would also add that as well. If you ever want to get into plain Greek yogurt, honey will also make it a little bit tastier. I also got this Greek goddess dressing, this avocado green goddess dressing. It's by the Simply brand, and I don't know if they have this like at any other grocery stores, but I've always liked this specific brand because it's really low in calories. It's only 50 calories per serving, and each serving is 2 tablespoons. So I find this like a great alternative for salad dressing, because when you are eating salads, the salad dressing is like a big killer for making the salad high in calories. When I can, I try to find salad dressings that are low in calories. This is my parents' cat. His name is Bagheera. He's a Maine Coon cat. Bagheera as in like the panther from the Jungle Book. He's also curious about the food that I got. I also got 3 avocados for avocado toast. I only use half of an avocado per serving, so this will last me for about 6 days. And then I got a whole block of feta, and I personally like getting like a block of feta and like cutting it up myself, because first of all, like when they crumble it up, I tend to find that they add a bunch of like additives, and also like I like personally like chunkier bits of feta like in my salads and stuff, and I tend like the crumbled version of feta like tends to be a little bit more fine, so I like cutting it myself too for that reason, and buying like the block of it. So yeah, this is for my salads. Okay, off Bagheera. He's like humongous. He's like half the size of me. I also got some bread for my avocado toast. And then I also got some eggs for the avocado toast as well. I either like to hard boil them or fry them. And I like to get the pasture raised because the pasture raised eggs are apparently like the most healthiest version of eggs that you can get. They tend to be more expensive, obviously, but I really appreciate pasture raised eggs and that they're organic and they're healthy for you and they're not filled with a bunch of hormones, and that the chickens are actually treated well. It's really important that like what you're putting in your body when it comes from an animal, that the animals are treated right, because that just increases the likelihood of that animal product being healthier for you. If the animal is healthy that you're eating, then you're going to be healthy eating what the animal product is. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And then I'm being lazy this time around. I bought the like minute rice, and these come in like the individual packing cases, and I got the brown and wild rice version of these minute rice little bowls. Personally, it's not just because I'm like not wanting to cook rice, it's also because like I feel like when it's individually packaged like this, it tends to help me portion out the food better, because I feel like, especially with rice being like higher in calories, I tend to not know like how much I'm supposed to be putting like in each serving. I have tried to look online and even like on the back of like rice packaging and stuff, and it's always so confusing of like what the actual serving size of rice is. So this makes it easier for me, like especially having lost so much weight and wanting to maintain the weight. This makes it a lot easier like for portion control reasons. I also got these honey roasted sesame seed sticks, or sesame sticks, not sesame seed, just sesame sticks, honey roasted sesame sticks. That's a mouthful. But I got these because I like to add these to my salads. It adds a little bit of a crunch and like almost like a nuttiness almost, and like sweetness because it's honey roasted. I really like adding these to salads. And if you know, you know. If you're from New England or Massachusetts, aso sauce, I hope YouTube doesn't bleep me out for that because it does sound like another curse word, but it is so good. It literally is like the best Asian stir-fry type sauce, and I can't wait to use this in my dinners for the stir-fry. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm using these little rice bowl things, these individually packaged ones, for the stir-fry. I also like adding like dried fruit onto my salads to give it some sweetness, so I bought some dried pineapple. Of course, to make the salads, I also got a big box of mixed greens. It's the spring mix. I also got some baby cucumbers. I also got some baby cherry tomatoes for the salads as well. And then for like the yogurt bowls, I got this brand called Brown Cow, and it's a whole milk yogurt. I don't think it's Greek yogurt, but it's whole milk yogurt and it's plain. And I, again, just like the rice, how it's individually packaged, I like buying like the individually packaged yogurts too, just because of like portion control. It helps me measure out my portions in serving size for my yogurt bowls, because I tend to find that like when I buy like those big bins of the yogurt, I don't know if I'm like measuring it correctly. So this at least helps me like really stay accountable of like the portion size of like the yogurt bowls. And then I like buying like whole milk yogurt because, for one, there's nothing wrong with like healthy fats. Secondly, when they make it like a certain percentage off of fat or making it fat-free, they usually add like a bunch of other additives to make it like fat-free. There comes Lucy. Hi, Lucy. But essentially, like when they're making it fat-free or like reduced fat, they're oftentimes adding like other things to the yogurt or whatever else is like fat-free that you can think of. I tend to find that they add a bunch of other things to it, and I just would rather reduce the amount of chemicals and things that I'm putting inside my body. But yeah, I really like this brand, Brown Cow. I know it's plain yogurt and it's like not the best tasting, but like I said, I like to add like fruit and honey on top of my yogurt, as well as some nuts. I do have some sunflower seeds in my pantry that I already have, so I didn't have to buy that at the store today, but I would also add that on top of the yogurt as well. But yeah, that's everything that I bought at the grocery store today. So I bought 2 types of breakfasts. I bought some avocado toast ingredients, including bread, avocados, eggs. I also like to use balsamic glaze on top, which I already have in my fridge, to put on top of the avocado toast. And I also like to squeeze some... Okay, Lucy. She loves the bags. She does. But I also like to add some lemon juice to the avocado, which I already have in my fridge as well, so I didn't have to get that at the grocery store today. I also got some stuff for yogurt bowls, including the yogurt, the fruit, and then I already have the sunflower seeds and the honey in my pantry. And then I also got some lunches, so some salad items. So I got some spring mix for the lettuce. I also got some chicken and feta and onion, tomato, cucumber. I also got, obviously, the dressing for the salad. And then I got some like stir fry items for dinner. So I got rice, I got chicken, I also got some aso sauce, and I also got some cauliflower and broccoli. Oh, and I also forgot I got the honey roasted sesame sticks for the salads as well. So those are basically like the 3 or 4 things, if you want to count it that way, of like the different items that I got. So I got 2 things of breakfast, 1 thing for lunch, and 1 thing for dinners. But yeah, thank you for following along today's grocery trip and haul. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this inspires you to eat healthier and gives you some other ideas of what you can make for you and your family. Have a great day. My cat is trying to get into the food, so I better get off here and start cooking away. Do all the YouTube things that you know how to do, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!